So I sort of left my teeth out in the first three parts. We'll get out the superficial like that. They haven't earned the hearing of a story that ain't never been told anywhere else. So well, it doesn't really work, does it? So, the Nomad Sanctuary is not a cave. It's a fortress of the mind, designed to keep the banner at bay and the shadow at arm's length. The safe house, the altar of the Indigo Mill. Located in an industrial dead zone on the outskirts of Gotham, the safe house is tucked inside the hollowed-out shell of a 19th century textile mill. It is a space defined by the partition, a literal and metaphorical divide that reflects your neurodivergent need for compartmentalization. The creative zone, the studio. The upper loft is bathed in soft, filtered light. It smells of linseed oil and old paper, a tribute to my artist parents. Here, blank canvases sit on heavy wooden easels. This is where I practice visual anchoring, painting the chaos of the city into abstract forms to keep my blood pressure from spiking into the red zone. The investigation zone, the war room, separated by a thick soundproof glass wall, is the tactical hub. This is where the ledger of the lodge is currently spread out under ultraviolet lights. The walls are covered in ghost string maps, crimson red threads connecting backwoods lawyers to cosmic entities. It's a Scorpio's dream of deep, obsessive research. The quiet box, the grounding chamber. A small padded room in the center of the mill. It is lead-lined to block out the laughter frequencies. Inside, a high-fidelity system plays the 24/7 loop of a Georgia thunderstorm. It's my emergency reset button when the Dr. Banner skin tone change starts to creep up my neck. The forge, a heavy workbench where the healing blade rests in a vibration-dampening cradle. It's surrounded by tools for fine-tuning the nth metal harmonics and recharging the armor of Christ cards. The steed, the night thresher, tucked in a concealed bay on a ground floor level beneath a pile of rusted loom parts, sits my primary mode of movement. The base, a 2025 Royal Enfield Renegade, its classic silhouette stripped of all chrome and vanity. The stealth modifications, silent running drive. The internal combustion engine has been swapped for a high-torque electric hybrid system. At low speeds, it emits only a faint ghostly hum, less noise than a bicycle on wet asphalt. Vanta matte finish. The frame is coated in a light-absorbing polymer that makes the bike nearly invisible to IR sensors and the naked eye in Gotham's permanent twilight. Tactical panniers. Custom molded side cases house a portable version of the Lodge Sniffer and a quick-release rack for the healing blade, allowing for a draw-on-the-move engagement. The Renegade is the Sagittarius part of my soul, the need for freedom in the open road, even if that road is currently a path through a graveyard of heroes. Chapter 4. The Ghost in the Machine. The Indigo Mill breathed with a heavy industrial lunge. Outside, the Gotham rain drummed against the corrugated steel roof, providing a natural layer of white noise that the nomad's brain craved. Inside the loft, the air was still, smelling of turpentine and cold coffee. The nomad sat in the investigation zone, his silhouette reflected in the glass partition that separated his tactical life from his artistic one. He had the ledger of the lodge wired into the mill's central server, a salvaged mainframe he nicknamed the Weaver. His biomonitor glowed a soft, steady green, 62 BPM. The Scorpio surge from the manor had subsided, leaving him in a state of hyper-focused clarity. He wasn't thinking about the fire or the rabid robins. He was thinking about the hidden hand that greased the wheels of his brother's death in 2021. Scan the signatures, the nomad commanded. The Weaver chirped. The lodge sniffer's data dump was being parsed, stripped away the Masonic metaphors, revealing the raw code underneath. Encryption hacked. The computer's voice, a flat synthesized neutral, announced. Accessing hidden partition. Project Heritage. A video file appeared on the primary monitor. It wasn't a lodge recording. It was a high-definition feed from the Batcave's old internal security system, dated 1 week after the incident on the bridge. The Nomad leaned forward. The screen showed the Bat computer's primary terminal. A man sat in the chair, Bruce Wayne, but he wasn't wearing the cowl. He was dressed in a simple black turtleneck, his skin looking unnervingly pale under the fluorescent lights. He wasn't laughing yet. He was working with a frantic, terrifying precision. Nomad, the Bruce on the screen said. He didn't look at the camera. He kept his eyes on the lines of code scrolling past him. If you are seeing this, the partition is held. Your mind is still your own, for now. The Nomad felt a cold prickle at the base of his spine. Bruce had known. Even as the Joker toxin was rewriting his DNA, the strategist in him had been calculating the counter move. I've spent a lifetime building a world of order, Bruce continued. His voice was steady, but there was a slight tremor in his hands. But the toxin is not just a poison. It's an invitation. I can see the hidden hand now. I can see the Masons in Savannah, the lawyers in Atlanta, the lodges in Gotham. They think they've won. They think they've turned me into their watchdog. Bruce finally looked into the camera. His eyes were bloodshot, the pupils blown wide. I have deleted the Justice League's protocols. I have neutralized the fail-safes, but I have left you a map. The ledger you recovered isn't just a list of names. It's a digital key to the six, the primary nodes of the lodge's influence. Suddenly, the video feed distorted. A high-pitched digital cackle bled into the audio. The Bruce on screen slumped, his face contorting into a wide, unnatural grin. Don't listen to the man, little bird, the other voice rasped, the voice of the shadow. He was so obsessed with saving. I'm obsessed with solving. And the solution to this world is a clean slate. The shadow's face leaned into the lens, his teeth white and jagged. I killed your brother, you know. Not with a bullet, with a suggestion. I told the lodge that Chance was the weak link. I told them he was the one who would talk. I orchestrated the suspicious details just to see if you'd notice. And you did. You always were the best investigator. The Nomad's heart rate spiked, 115 BPM. The monitor on his wrist began to pulse amber. The banner was rising, a hot, emerald tide of grief and fury. Peaceful thoughts, he snarled at himself, his knuckles whitening as he gripped the edge of the desk. Think of the healing blade. Think of the work. The shadow is lying, the Nomad whispered in the empty room. He's trying to trigger the surge. The file contains a final coordinate, the Weaver announced, cutting through the shadow's recorded laughter. The site of the first node. It is an old visual arts conservatory in the Diamond District. Registered owner, the Gentry Foundation. The Nomad stood up. He didn't look at the paintings in the studio. He didn't look at the quiet box. He walked straight to the garage bay. He threw a leg over the night thresher. The Royal Enfield Renegade felt solid beneath him, a piece of grounded reality in a world turning to schizophrenic static. He engaged the electric drive. The bike purred, a nearly silent predatory hum. I'm not playing your game, Bruce, the Nomad said as the bay door slid open to the rainy Gotham night. I'm ending it. He kicked the bike into gear and vanished into the fog, a silent black streak headed for the heart of the conspiracy. He wasn't just a survivor anymore. He was the ghost in the machine, and he was hunting the man who taught him how to hunt.